Welcome to another Hero Arts video. Today I'm back to share a fairly cash card with you with a bit of a glitter technique. This is the card I'll be creating, and I'll be using the new line from Basic Ray, which is called Aspen Frost. I'll be using the 12x12 collection because that's what I have on hand. 6x6 are currently in stock, so you can purchase them. I'll also be using the Aspen Merry stamp set that you can see here, and I'll be using a little banner on that. So to get started, I've just trimmed down some pieces of pattern paper to strips of 2.5 by 3/4 of an inch and 1.5 by 3/4 of an inch. And the smaller strips here that you can see in green, they will be the same length but about 1/4 of an inch across. So to start out and to try out the glitter technique, I'm going to be adhering score tape to the fronts of the screen paper. Jennifer Maguire shared this technique a little while back on her blog, and it's actually called glitter burnishing, and you'll get to see that in just a moment when I finish applying the score tape to each of these pieces of pattern paper. This is a really great card that you can do on mass production as well. Once you've got that first one down pat, it's pretty easy to mass produce. So here we go, I've finished all the score tape, and I'm just going to trim off the excesses of score tape hanging over the pieces of pattern paper. And once I've done that, I'm just going to grab a blank sheet of photocopy paper, in which I'll use that as a glitter cleanup. Peeling off the backs of the score tape. Now with this glitter, I've just used Prisma glitter. You can use what you have on hand, but I feel that the finer the glitter, the better it is. Prisma glitter is actually sold through Hero Arts as well, and as you can see, I've actually had this bottle, well, I've had it actually since I started stamping, which is about 17 or 18 years ago. So I've put the glitter over the top of the score tape, and I'm just tapping off the excess. Now all you need is a bone folder for this technique, and I'm just going to zoom in here and you can see what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to rub my bone folder across that glitter and burnish it into the score tape. So it just means that it's really burnishing right in, and the excess glitter is actually flying off. So basically when a person opens up their card in the mail, it's not going to fly everywhere and, you know, cover them as well as probably their house as well. So it's a really great technique, and it's kind of fun too. So I've trimmed down a snow layering paper to measure 4.25 by 5.5 for a card, and 4 inches by 5.25 for the top part that I'm using as well. This is the layout that I'll be creating, and I'm going to be using my grid mat, as you see here, to line up those pieces of pattern paper. So to start out, I'm going to be using the largest pieces of those pattern papers, and I'm going to adhere some foam dimensionals to those. And as I said, it's a really fun card, and it's a really simple card as well. And I mean, you know, we know when coming up to Christmas time, it's really getting pushed to try and get those cards in the mail. And this is a really great card in which you can, as I said before, mass produce, get those cards in the mail, and they're done and dusted for another year. So using my grid mat, I'm just lining that up and placing the last one in the centre here. And once I've done that, I'll just move along and do the same with the top pieces as well with some foam dimensionals. The Aspen Frost collection is really, really yummy. If I'm going to do some enabling here, I have the 12x12, and I can only just imagine my 6x6s are hopefully on their way. And I've had a lot of fun playing with this collection. So yeah, if it was me, I'd actually go out and purchase the whole lot. So just placing down my last one here, and once I'm happy with that alignment, I'm going to then take the glittered pieces of pattern paper and place them in between the pieces of pattern paper that are already dimensionalized. I ended up creating a little bit too many strips of pattern paper, so I've actually got some ready to go for another card, and it's really handy once you actually get going cutting these strips down. You've got a fair few on hand. It's also a great way of using up your scraps as well. Okay, so I'm just going to apply some dry adhesive to these top ones. And the glitter here just gives a little bit of a sparkle as well. So, as I said, it was really quite a fun card to make. You will see at the end of this, I did add a little bit more to this card, and it's just a couple of rhinestones, just to give it a little bit more of a Christmassy feel, I suppose. So I've got that done, and I'm just going to do our sentiment now. So I'll be using this banner from the Aspen Merry stamp set, and I have some leftover scratch paper, so I'm just going to use the back part of that and emboss it. So I'm just going to apply some dusting of powder so that my embossing powder doesn't stick to the rest of the pattern paper once it's inked up and stamped. I've also already applied my stamp to the block, and I'm going to ink it up with some Versamark ink. And I use quite a bit because I really want a good impression on that pattern paper. I'm not worried about how it lines up on the pattern paper because once it's embossed, I'm going to be trimming that out. Okay, so just apply a light dusting of powder here. And just going to use some tweezers because I didn't really want to burn my fingers. So once that's actually done, I'm going to trim that out. And there we have it. So I'm going to add a double layer of dimensionals here, just so that it really pops off the card. And just attach that to the centre part of this card. And I'm just going to adhere that also to the front of the card with more foam dimensionals. And there you have a really fun card. As I said, easy to produce for mass producing. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the video today and got some few tips on how you can make a cash card for Christmas using the Aspen Frost line. Here's another look at the card, and for more information, please visit Hero Art.